Starting things off with the 335 Anniversary Ruby. Upon first glance, it's just like what the name says. It's a very nice, vibrant ruby finish. You've got the ambered over looking knobs. It's a fresh take on the red 335. But this time it's a complete matching top, back, and sides, with that recently released Gibson Mod Collection decal. But now in a slightly duller hue, a Penny Rust 58 Junior reissue. We don't see many of these in the mod collection. It's probably one that'd be cooler in person, but you've got a darker finish with black plastics, but I'm having a hard time telling, is that a tortoiseshell pickguard or black? Because you can almost see a little bit of a redness here. But just like our last one, the back is completely matching, with our new decal and what appears to be a restamped serial number in a slightly larger font. It's either that or the color if it's just throwing me off. There's even something a little bit strange about that Gibson logo. The color's a little bit different, the G seems slanted in an odd orientation, and then our truss rod cover has been swapped. Wow, $2,700 for Plum Burst Sparkle Les Paul Studio. This is one of those newer studios that has the binding along the neck. And okay, yeah, that purple finish actually is quite nice. Very sparkly and metallic, complemented with what looks like black chrome hardware from these photos. I'll give the mod collection one thing this week. At least everything so far has been straight up gloss refinishes, top, back, and sides. But ooh, that new decal does not look so good with that finish. But I do appreciate the black tuner tips with that purple hue. Whoa, this one's crazy. Standard 50s in Star Cluster Sparkle. So as the name implies, you've got some sort of a celestial thing going on here. But it's really the gold hardware and the cream binding and the golden knobs that pops on this. Kind of reminds me of like cracking open a geode or something. And that rosewood fretboard really pops too. But interestingly enough, they left the back alone as well as the neck. So it's just a nice red color. But then they give you a super sparkly stinger, just like the top. And you've got your new golden tuners with the junior style buttons. Halloween is coming up, so we gotta bring out the pumpkins. Pumpkin Spangle ES355 in this case. We've got the uncovered humbuckers. They've ditched the pickguard, threw a Bigsby on it just for fun. We still got the ABR1 bridge with our numberless knobs. I'm really hoping the back is black. Darn, that's the one time I'm disappointed that they actually have a matching back. It's kind of interesting. You can maybe see the wood grain through that finish, or there's just some swirls in it. But then the back of the neck is still like a really dark, rich mahogany color with a bit of red. And that orange really brings out the orange of the mother of pearl on the headstock. Now we've got Clusen style tuners with destroyed serial number 220. Now we've got a chakra green. I like it. It's kind of a bluish green, plays well on our cream plastics and the golden binding with the matching knobs. Still left it with the silver colored hardware, but that dark fretboard works well, especially with your yellowed inlays. And ooh, nice natural back and sides. That'll have a good side profile shot. And hey, finally, the mod collection leaves the reissue truss rod cover style alone. And nice, we've got this photo showing off the top color and the side that you'll see while you're playing. They're just trying to show you that there's an impression down here, but appreciate the ambered over nature of this finish and the different hues and how they play off each other. But now we have a 58 reissue in Autumn Burst. This one is not immediately my favorite that we've ever seen, but hey, red and orange, black works for our season, with your zebra bobbin pickups and your aged historic knobs. But the no pickguard and no poker chip just look so strange. But our streak does not continue for this headstock. But I really appreciate just how ambered over the clear coat is. You can really tell that on the Gibson logo. And this one is DS210 with the decal. And the back is completely matching. But now the EU mod collection had a flying V for your grandma with the lowrider lace. We've got doily patterns over here. Now you can look at it as like a paisley-esque design, or maybe some fine china pottery. And the fact that they put this on one of the 80s reissued style thrash metal Vs, I appreciate the artistry, but I don't think it works. But what is kind of cool is they do have this whole bordered edge to it running along the entire thing, as well as what looks like an additional pinstriping line. But whoa, nice. I take everything back. If you're gonna do something weird, go all out. You got it on the body, you've got it on the headstock, and then let's just throw the most gorgeous, beautiful purple neck on this thing. That makes me think, are the edges actually this purple color too? And oh, I didn't even see it was like a super ultra crazy stinger there. You've got like black shadows going underneath it. The pinstriping continuing along there. New ink stamp serial number style. Got the Adam Jones style Grovers. This photo shows that the blackness even has some sparkly in it. And the design continues along the edge. And wow, even the headstock is sparkly. This is one of those times where I'm really missing all the different candid shots that they used to have. That was a good deal for someone. But check this out, 56 reissue, Bella Rosa Burst. Oh, is it a rolled on design? Because I know there's ways that you can fake wood grain, or are we actually seeing through it and we have some cool wood grain? I guess I will never be able to know for 100% sure, but I would imagine it's just a transparent finish. That looks pretty good. So good, I didn't even realize this was a lefty until just now. Look how dark that rosewood board is. Fantastic. No pick guard on it, kind of this pinkish burst. Headstock has my usual complaints, but this one is DS serial 187, so that's before they switched into those new decals. So it's still marked mod. But the back appears to either be a very dark hue of some sort or black. But then they follow that up with Boulder Avocado. On a Les Paul Special, green, slightly metallic, cream plastics, golden knobs. We've seen a few like these before. Completely matching. I can't remember a single satin finish we saw this week, so I'm all for that. But this one is just stamped mod. But now the USA Demo Shop. What's going on here? They have dumped a whole plethora of new models on here. I think they updated a good 3-4 times this week. I didn't really super check into that. However, just as some pro advice here, Reverb has all these sales coming up, ranging from 10 to 15 to 20%, and it's not guaranteed that Gibson's going to partake in them, but many a times in the past they have. So if you're watching this the night it came out, maybe wait until tomorrow if you're actually considering purchasing something to at least save some money. Because the demo shop tends to upload a whole bunch of inventory and then launch into those sales. But what they uploaded, here's what stood out to me. A $2,400 lefty Les Paul. I just thought that had a particularly nice top for one of these. This SG Supreme, I thought it had a pretty decent top, all things considered, in that nice wine red finish. Some of these I feature because of the weird defects that they had. This is just a regular ES345. However, it's got this interesting finish check / crack, I'm not exactly sure, right here below our heel. This J45 I was fascinated by simply because of the aging of the lacquer. It makes that rosette stand out so much more. It makes it look cool and vintage. I'd kind of forgotten about these Epiphone USA coronets, but yeah, we had one of these this week. Man, those just look so blocky. Here's a standard 60s in cardinal red, not too special of a price. However, look at the wood grain on that. It's so fascinating to me how the lacquer has sunk all the way into it. And that's just long grain lines in general. This translucent teal 61 SG. I'm a big fan of this color. However, I prefer 68 style SGs with their whole batwing pick guards. But I saved this one because the color of the wood on the neck is so light. We talk about this phenomenon all the time. The darker mahogany body almost looks like a completely different hue. And normally that's because maple neck, mahogany body, but this is two species of mahogany, so I thought that was worth sharing. Also worth sharing, a custom shop non-reverse Firebird 5. You don't see those every day in the demo shop. Hopefully that one goes on 20% off for someone. Another model you don't see too often, a 12-string J45. Man, that headstock looks strange. And let's see what weird defect this 335 has. Is it some scratches in between the strings? No, I've got higher standards than that. It looks like it has some sort of a chip out when they were installing the strap button, and the clear coat just peeled up. This one I probably shouldn't even tell you guys about. I will be watching to see if this one goes on to 20% off because I wanted to review this tribute model. And while yes, this figured maple neck isn't the flamiest we've ever seen as far as the wood grain lottery goes, it's still close enough and a very fine example of this particular model. And oh cool, it's got a hard shell case. I'm pretty sure those came with the gig bags. The top isn't nothing to necessarily sneeze at either. This 335 figured in the most recent Gibson tour video. They actually said they recently changed how they're making these things and they were out the F-holes last. Unfortunately, that didn't work out too well on this one. It got some chipping in the finish, which once you see it there, you see it here. It stands out like a sore thumb. Ouch. But that's why these things are in the demo shop. Dark purple burst, always a great color on a 60 standard. As far as the ocean blues go, I thought that was a pretty decent top. The back is pretty average. The 61 SG in classic white had some classic finish checking. stemming from our pickup screws. Now, as far as the things that sold really quickly, like, wow, this model just came out and they're already slashing the price that much. $2,800 for this ES330. Hopefully we'll be reviewing one of those this week. I did one of the Gibson.com exclusive ebony ones, if anybody's interested. But by far, finally, one of these and at a discount. I mean, as far as these go, I would say that's one of the cleaner ones we've seen, but what's our serial? Nope, still the original batch, but oh, look at that serial number, the elusive 000. Then we had a Les Paul Special with some very special scratches and indentations on the back. Olive drab friend here from our custom color series. Looks like somebody over-scraped the binding, potentially. There was a modern light in the rose gold finish. Just wanted to bring this up because it feels like everyone's kind of forgotten about this model. Let's just say, if you want one of these, call up your local Guitar Center. I've heard rumors of them selling at ridiculously cheap prices. But check out this Les Paul Modern in Cobalt Burst. Maybe not the type of top I would custom order, but it is obnoxiously beautiful with that blue finish. And here's our back. Looks like you get a little bit of a chatoint effect to it. And then lastly, along similar classifications of this 70s Flying V, you get a little bit of dancing over here. All right, troglodytes, I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you tomorrow. Take care.